Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing all right. Actually, Manuel, can you put this light on top of that chair and bring it over here when you're done? Okay. Sorry, my light is in a weird spot. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare Live. We have this live chat every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And basically, how this works is comments. We're going to start with a bunch of hellos. I'm going to read through the comments. If you have a question or a discussion topic you want to talk about, homestead related, go ahead and put it in the comments, and we'll get to that. And we'll chat about it. And then in the middle, I have a topic of discussion, and I have some news I'm going to share in maybe about 5 minutes. Most of you on here probably already know what I'm going to share, but I'll just wait a little bit, see more people come on. So, welcome. I'm going to scroll up to the top and see how you guys are doing. Aaron's here. Welcome, Aaron. Third like and third comment. My goodness, there's nothing before you, so you're first in my book. Steve says, well, don't let me be a slacker. Oh my gosh, you got your likes in, huh? Thank you. Verna's here. Welcome, Verna. Verna is Vay's Place. She is in blue, and she's my moderator. She also has her own channel. If you want to learn about growing in small spaces, she grows all sorts of things in her apartment, including quail and cooey. So check out her stuff. She also does a live on Saturday mornings. She says, well, I will last as long as I have power tonight. Oh, look, Katrina's monetized. I was last time too, I think. I'm monetized for like the thank you, and I'm going to be doing the I'm going to be making a members. So we do the cook with me. I think I talked about that last time. It might have been after you. I think you had a migraine last time, right? Might have been after you left. But I am going to be doing. Going to start that this past week, and that just didn't happen. Lots of things going on, but I'm going to be doing a members thing on YouTube, and that's going to be a cook with me. So you guys are enjoying all these cooking videos that I haven't done in a while. You guys are getting one tomorrow, though. My editing software is back, and so that will be a live cook with me every month, and you guys will get a list of ingredients before, and you guys can cook with me in the kitchen if you're a member. So I have not made that yet. When I do, I will announce it. But that sounded like something that people are interested in, and I think it'd be fun, and we can do that. So, yeah. So I don't get money from commercials yet. Got to get more people for that. And so tell everybody. Thank you, Verna, for congratulations. Erica's here. Good evening, all. Welcome, Erica. Steve says, well, I hope you have power for as long as you desire. If it's bedtime, go to bed is what you're saying. Erica says, how are the babies doing? All right. So we're at 6:04. We can do it now. So I want to share with you guys, probably most of you guys here already know what's going on, but yesterday, Sunday, seems so long ago. Sunday, I went out to check on Meatball Mama Rabbit, and because she was due to have babies, and she had babies, but she was passed away. So she had 8 babies that were alive, and they are right underneath you guys. They are all alive still. They're right underneath you guys. We brought the nest box inside. They're being a computer stand right now, and they are all doing really, really well. She had 3, 1 in the nest box and 2 on the wire, that were stillborn or died shortly after. And then she was herself gone. So There's a lot of things that can happen when during pregnancy and during giving birth that's dangerous for all things that do this. And I don't know what happened. I'm, pretty sure it was related to her giving birth because she was doing that. She did clean up the babies that she had in the nest box. She pulled fur for them. She made a nice nest. She kept them warm, and they did get first milk, so they had little poochy bellies. And like I said, she cleaned them. She ate the placentas, and she was perfect mom, perfect beginning for those babies. And she was a really good mom, and she loved being mama. So anyway, that's what happened. We are feeding them. I got the last one of these at Tractor Supply. This is, if it will show, it's a kitten replacement milk. And I want to thank Christina of Guidro's Family Farm, because I texted her. I just bought that and these little tiny bottles. I bought those at Tractor Supply, and I texted her, let her know what was going on, because you guys, Aaron and Christina have grown rabbits for a long time, a lot longer than me. And so she said that she recommends getting a makeup sponge, and I had forgotten it. I had heard about that before. My state of mind was not remembering that at the time. So this is what we got. These are makeup sponges, like her foundation, if someone's doing that. And I even text her, I'm like, I can get that at Walgreens, right? She's like, yeah, because I don't wear makeup. But I did get, I got the non-latex kind. So anything I'm talking about in here with feeding these babies, this is a first-time experience. I'm not an expert in this. First-time experience. I have heard stuff from other people. I've read stuff. I have advice from good friends, and it's working so far. So there you go. So this came actually in a package of mixed ones. There was 2 of these. And I also got this biodegradable blender. It looks like it's the same thing. Anyway, there were some latex ones. I wasn't quite sure that would, be great, but these ones are not made with natural rubber latex, so I figured that was good. Not sure why there's all those shapes. Like I said, I don't wear makeup. Haven't used one of these since drama when I was in plays in high school. But what we do is we make up the formula. It's a one part this, 2 parts warm water formula, and we put it in a teacup and dip the corner in there, and then they actually will latch onto that and suckle on the corner of the sponge. So I know it looks huge, and it is, but we only give them the corner, and they suck it dry several times. So in fact, there's one that's super funny because it's going to be a survivor. All of them, I think, are going to live. And thank you to everybody who commented on my short or on my thing today. Thank you. And so I guess I'll show you guys a baby. They're so warm in there. Come here, honey. So these guys were born yesterday morning. And there's a baby. The hair is starting to grow. The hair grows pretty fast. I know, it's bright, isn't it? It was nice and dark where you were. I know. So these guys got fed. This one's, I think, the skinnier one. I think this one's the one that eats everything. But these guys were fed. What time do we feed them? What time do we feed these guys? Like 11? 11 in the middle of the day? You want me to go back? I'll show you a different one. Okay. Who else is in here? Here's a special one. This one's a special one. So, oops. So they're doing really well, and they're very warm in there. They don't want to look at the light. So you get bunny butts. But they're very strong. All right, you can go back. You can go back. So there's the babies. I'm going to put them back under here. So thank you for asking. They are doing really, 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 really good. It takes forever to feed them. And so the reason why I'm not using this and I'm using this, they'll probably be able to use this like when they're older, I'm guessing. I don't know what age, because this is, again, my first time. But the reason why to use this instead of this is that these are made, I don't know what they're actually made for, but they're by the kitten and puppy formulas. And so I'm assuming that they're made for something bigger than a baby rabbit. And actually, I don't even know if they have a hole. I don't see one. Maybe you're supposed to prick your own. I don't know. But they can aspirate really, really well. Not really. That was a horrible thing to say. Really, really easily. Not really well. I'm sure it's really well. They just don't. Yeah. They can aspirate really easily with bottle. And I have heard that before. And I know there's some people online that have shared that their experiences. And then with this, it just soaks up the milk, and then they can just suckle on this. And they do really well. So we did feedings. I think we've done 3 feedings so far. 3? We fed them yesterday. We kind of fed them yesterday morning, but it wasn't very much because they were full from her actual milk. And we fed last night, and then we fed mid-morning. So yeah, they'll be fed probably after the live. So baby rabbits only get fed 2 to 3 times a day. And so my aim is to kind of go on the 3 side of that, just because they don't have a mom and I don't know what I'm doing. It is pretty obvious when they're full, though. If they're hungry and they just keep on going. But if they're full, they kind of start to fall asleep and they have a poochy belly. So yeah, so there's that. What else can I share? Anything else? Manuel's been helping. He fed most of the babies this morning. Good therapy for your hand, right? Anyway, yeah. If there's something I'm missing, you guys want to know something else, let me know. We buried her, and that's all the story so far. Oh, not all the story. I did try to have Tortellini nurse them. I tried just putting the nest box in and seeing. I gave her a talking to. And say, not makes me say like you're going to do it. I pleaded with her to go in and check on the babies, and she did. I did this conversation forehead to forehead with her, and I know that she probably doesn't understand the words I'm saying, but animals, especially prey animals, which rabbits are, I believe they understand emotion, and maybe that's not what I should say. I mean, I believe that, but a lot of people don't. I believe they understand the feeling behind things. So, like, for example, if there's a predator around and one of them is scared, all of them become scared. If there's food around and one of them's excited and the other ones don't even know there's food, but they see them running over there excitedly, then they're excited. So I think that type of energy we passed. She did, as soon as I did that, she did jump into the nest box, and she put her nose right by the babies, and then she turned around and ate some hay. I left Manuel in there with them. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know she was going to eat them or harm them. I have no idea. She's grandma, so Tortellini is grandma to these babies. And I told her that. But I left him in there with her while I went and got the milk and the makeup brushes or makeup sponges and she did cover them up. And I don't know if that was burying them or if that was caring for them. So since their bellies were already full, they maybe weren't hungry. So I thought, well, maybe at nighttime we'll go out and see if she can nurse them. And I spent about an hour and a half out there trying to convince her to nurse them, and then like if she would lay down, I try and put a baby on teat, and she wasn't going to have any of that. So we tried that. I don't know. I may or may not try again, but she didn't want to adopt them that day. Anyway, so that is what's going on, and I'm sure there are tons more comments with you now, and so I will go through this. Thunder and lightning and hail at Verna's place. Erica had storms yesterday, and today is just ridiculous heat and humidity. Yeah, we had ridiculous heat on Saturday. It was 104. Yesterday it got up to like 95, and today it got up to 91. It's 88 right now. So, yeah, it's I think it's supposed to heat up again on Friday, of course, for the weekend, right? Yeah. Oh, Lucy's hiding. I'm sorry. All the cooey are shedding. So, Verna, do cooey shed the same way rabbits do in like patches? Parmesan is currently shedding, and it's like the top of his back is just like, yep, all that's coming out. It's amazing how much fur can come off of a rabbit. I do have a brush that I got for them. If you're using that for rabbits, it's a cat brush. But I just find it easier to pull it out when it's in chunks like that, and it's faster. I mean, the brush fills up way too quick. Yeah. Yeah, keep Lucy safe, like Steve says. Second blink, that usually warns she's getting ready. Oh, did it go like this? Interesting. I don't know what you guys see. I just know what I see. Steve says, so they shed twice a year. It is said it can change their fur color during a shed. You're talking about cooey? Yeah, with rabbits, at least, I know with the Californian and the Californian mix, the ones with the white with the black noses and black extremities, they actually change throughout the season. There's a big change, but then they change throughout the season. Their black color or dark brown color changes to light in the summer, and then in the winter it changes dark again. So, and that's not like they don't like shed it all out and go it in. They do it. It is a gradual change. It's pretty interesting to watch. Yeah. And Verna says she doesn't brush them. The trays are full of hair. Might try brushing them. See if that works. All right. Steve is asking, did you all do the homework assignment? And can I copy before she gets here? We're going to talk about that later, Steve. There was homework last time. I don't always give homework, but when I do, it's I don't know if it was fun. Hopefully it was fun. It was helpful. Hey, Dawn's here. Good evening from South Central Illinois. Hi, Dawn. Verna doesn't remember what the homework assignment was. That's okay. We will find out. All right, everybody saying hi. Nobody knows about homework. Uh-oh. We all get F's together. Oh, Dawn's asking, do you know if you can freeze-dried mealworms? I sent hubby to get 3 ounces, and he brought back 30 ounces. I thought he said 30 pounds. That was going to be a lot. If you can freeze-dried mealworms, I would say you just put an oxygen absorber in a bag, and that would be good, or vacuum seal it, and then that would be good. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to freeze it. I wouldn't freeze-dried stuff as a general rule, and this is very beginner on freeze dryer, but this is me thinking out loud. I wouldn't freeze-dried stuff as a general rule because you're going to likely reintroduce moisture unless that is like vacuum sealed. So yeah, that's my answer. We'll see what Verna says. You can freeze dry it. You can freeze them. Okay. Um, I guess it doesn't matter if moisture is reintroduced if you're just going to feed them the animals. So that's true. You shouldn't need to freeze them. They're already dried. I don't think they rehydrate. Yeah, the dried ones, I don't know. I don't think they're freeze dried, the ones that are at like pet stores and stuff, but the dried ones, they stay dried pretty well. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'll let you guys talk about that. Um, or hers were already freeze dried. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't put them in the freezer unless you just want to take them out from the freezer. Joy's here. Hello, all from muggy Western Oregon. Hello. Muggy. I don't like that word. um, it's hot here. All right. Berta says just store them in a cupboard. All right. Aaron's back. Welcome back. Um, everybody's saying hi to everybody. And everybody's saying hi. I'm still going through this. Steve wants to know how his honey's doing, Aaron. All right. It just jumped. Hold on, guys. I gotta scroll up. Here we go. Yeah, so Verna's talking about mealworms. I've left mine in the box it came in, and the box was like 5 pounds and doing good. Yeah, I don't think they rehydrate very quickly, but the ones I got, I don't know they were freeze dried. I think they were like dehydrated. But yeah. Hey Buster, how are you doing? Welcome. Been busy. All right. Hey, Linda's here. Howdy, everyone. Hi, Linda. Hope everybody's doing good on your side of things. Dawn wants credit. You get extra points. I don't know towards what. She says, Katrina, I was the first like and the first comment. It erased it. Ha ha. I don't know why it erases things, but yeah, I don't see things unless maybe it's like within a certain amount of time before it starts. I have no idea. Yeah. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. And yeah, Verna needs more watch hours. Go watch your channel. Yeah, Linda says so sorry to hear about Meatball. Yeah, I was not doing good on Sunday, and I'm emotionally exhausted right now. So I told people we had a staff meeting at work today, which is from my living room on the computer, and I just told everybody about that and that I was emotionally exhausted, and if I didn't make sense, that's why. So yeah, I teared up in Tractor Supply when I was getting the formula, and I got the last one. This is kitten formula for those people that might have just joined, and it's not. There we go. It's the last one, and it made me feel so bad to take the last one because what if someone else needed it, like I needed it, right? I got a Tractor Supply. I believe Silva's. That's the place I get the food from. Probably has it. Maybe Walmart does. I don't know. PetSmart probably does. If anybody has any other potential sources for that or that kind of thing for any other animal, let us know so that people know ahead of time. And then yeah, goat milk, kitten formula and goat milk are the two things that can replace rabbit milk. So I don't have a goat, so I don't have a kitten. I don't have a cat. So we got that. Yeah. Andy Rabbit saying hello. Hello. And sorry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Ed says, wow, did she get her job to what? Wow, she did her job right to the end. Oh, Meatball? Yes, I think probably, so sometimes what happens when rabbits have babies is there's some time in between each baby. And so I think probably she got out 8 of them and tended to those ones. And then just, you know, the other ones were coming out and she was having problems. So I think that there was probably a gap in time, and I have no idea what time it happened. But yeah, I believe she milked them. No, I believe she fed them because they had poochie bellies, and we tried to feed them at the very beginning. We got something in all of them, but they really weren't hungry. They really didn't need to eat. They kept on going like this and getting milk all over their face. Um, yeah, she loved being a mama, and more so than any of the other rabbits. And you could just tell. And like, I know when I wean the rabbits to go into their little pet house, I always go back and pet the moms and spend time with the moms, because I think it's important to recognize that they just lost their babies and they don't know where they're going and they don't know what happened. And they're probably gonna have a little bit of pains from them not being nursing. um, Tortellini tends to kind of look for them for a little bit and then go, I guess they're gone. um, that's what I see, at least. I'm sure she has different emotions about it. um, Meatball will actually whimper when her baby's, like, when I go to pet her and she just sits there and she shoves her head in my hand, and she takes a minute, and so she was a really good mom, and she tended to them really, really well. So yeah, she did it up to the end. Um, yeah. Hey, Goldshaw Farms here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another reason why I'm tired. He had a fundraiser the other night for farms in Vermont, and they are flooding over there. I don't know if anybody's here from Vermont. Nobody on the chat, I don't think. I don't know if people are listening from other places. But yeah, so he did a 24-hour fundraiser, and I stayed up for a lot of it. Stayed up, did the overnight shift. So thanks for joining us, Goldshaw. And so, kind of explain at the beginning, I don't know when you came in, but I go through the comments, and if you have any discussion topics you want to talk about or questions you want to ask, I know you're a new viewer. I'm on 7,000 square foot lot, and in town, I raise rabbits and quail for meat, and chickens and quail for eggs. And that is the proteins that we get from here. And then I have over 40 fruit trees, which is why I was so interested in your trees, because I want property. And room to garden. I dug my own pond. It has fish in it. There's one in there that, at least last time I saw it, it let me pet it. I used to pet it all the time, the goldfish. And that's what it is here. So ask away. All right. Let's see. Best of luck. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Yeah, I thought of you too. I was like, okay, I have Christine's number. I'm gonna text her. And there she is, Guido's Family Farm. Thank you so much for your immediate response to my drama. She says, I'm glad the babies are doing well so far. Hand rearing babies is hard and time consuming. Yes, and they are for meat. So this is as close as you can get to raising your own meat. Who knows? I might have to sell some for pets. We'll see. We'll see. Verna says, it was fun watching the baby nurse and get milk off his nose. Yeah, so if you guys didn't see today's video, right at the end before I put the link for this chat, or this, yeah, I guess that's what it was. I showed you how we nurse the babies, and that was the one that's the strongest one. Not strongest, they're all pretty strong. It's the one that really, really, really wanted the milk. The others are kind of like, I'm tired, but oh, what's that? Oh, it's yummy. Yeah. It was very cute. And it made me feel so good every time when one of them, because this is like a new thing for me. So every time one of them actually grabbed hold of the sponge, and for those joining, this is a makeup sponge, and it is used for rabbits when their mother can't give them milk, and you soak it in there and you give them the corner, and they lap off of this. So get makeup sponges. Someone telling you that who doesn't wear makeup. Yeah. Dawn says, Katrina, I wonder if you can cut that sponge in half and make two using the same angle cut. Yeah, you can, but it came in a pack like this, so I don't really need to. And actually, after using it, so what I would do if I were to do this is I would probably cut it this way. And, if I had multiple people, multiple hands to feed babies, Manuel and I are the ones that are feeding them. You could also cut it, you cut it this way several times. But what I noticed is that even though we're only feeding from the corner, it does soak up. And when they suck on it, they do actually have quite a good suction, and you can see the milk from up further. So I think I'm going to keep them like this, unless you want to come over and feed some babies. It's a long trip to do that, though. Yeah. So Deidre is saying those baby bellies look good. Yes, we're very happy with it. Very happy that they are succeeding, and I think getting them through the first day, and then this is the second day. I think that they're all going to live. I've full confidence in them. One of them looked a little scrawny, and last night and today it just ate everything. I think it ate like 3 times as much as what everybody else was eating. So I wonder if it maybe didn't get as much milk that first day. Yeah. Andy Rabbit says, a kit only latches for a few seconds and moves off. They don't nurse like a kitten or puppy. Hand-raising kits is hard. Please don't beat yourself up if some passes. Yeah, thank you, Andy. I do understand that. And I also, knowing that baby rabbits, there's a known, not a known history, but I'm going to call it known history. A known history of when hand-rearing rabbits, a lot of times they aspirate. There was only one rabbit he's super good. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but it's super gung-ho about eating. And I did take the sponge away for a little bit and like, okay, calm down. We'll get you some more. Take a breath, because I know that. And I can see that if it had hiccups one time, so it was slurping things down. So I do know that to take it slow. But thank you for that. Those words. Feather Connections Homestead. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? Hey, everybody, popping in to say hi. So sick of this heat. Kelly, how hot did it get there? It was 104 here on Saturday. Kelly's in Utah. I'm in California. Ed says, glad to see Orphan Bunnies doing so good. Yes, and they are all doing good. It's amazing. And it's so funny because Manuel I was working, and he's like, okay, I'll feed the bunnies. And I helped at the end. So I could continue working. And he lifted up, I have a towel over them. I lifted up the towel, and he's like, whoa, they're hot. They make their own body heat. They don't need mom for that when mom's alive. So they make their own body heat if there's enough of them. I was concerned about that with Tortellini. She's an older rabbit that's out there. These guys is grandma. And she only had 2. And I was concerned that they weren't going to have enough heat, but they heated themselves up, and they did the cuddling, and they were just fine. So the problem is if one has 1, then that makes it a hard, it has to warm itself, and that's hard to do. So yeah, thank you, Ed. Everybody's saying hi. Hey, JJ is here. Welcome, JJ. Welcome. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Hey, PJ's here. Welcome. Steve's saying, don't tell Ed, QuailCon's 47 days. All right. Anybody on here, anybody watching who doesn't know, QuailCon is a quail convention in Ohio, and I will be giving a master class on quail and aviaries. And you guys are going to learn all about setting up your aviary and using your aviary and all the great things that are aviary related. And that's going to be great. Verna, Vay's Place, she's going to give a intro to raising quail masterclass. Linda, who is on here, is going to be giving a masterclass on marketing. And who else is in here? Ed is going to share all of his secrets about quail crafts. All of them. No, maybe not all of them. He has a lot of secrets. You want to know how to craft anything, you talk to Ed. Steve's going to be at the front table and directing you where to go. I think Verna's also going to be there for a part of that. And Aaron is going to be helping you learn how to butcher quail in person, which I did not get the opportunity to do when I started quail. And I recommend learning from someone. I did it fine. It was good. It was an emotional experience doing your first one. But doing your first one with someone there who knows how to do it, that is, I think, the best way to do it. All right. Kelly is going to be at QuailCon. She's going to be at her table, and then she's also going to be helping out with the Hatch at Home table. And yeah, everybody. I don't know who else is coming. Hopefully you're coming. If you're coming to QuailCon, put it in the comments. QuailCon, when is it? Where is it? It's in Ohio. It's at My Shire Farm in Miamisburg. It is the first weekend in September. And that's what, the second and third? There you go. We're going to have lots of other people there that I didn't mention, but they're not on the chat. When they come in, maybe we'll mention them. No, Zach with My Shire Farm says that he has an announcement to make in, I think, 2 weeks. I think he said that on his live last night. So I don't even know it, and I'm going there. Yeah, we get to find out together. Andy says, check this out. Open link in new tab. Okay. Hey, Chelsea's here. Hi, Chelsea. Hope you're doing okay. Haven't heard from you in a while. Did you get your compost figured out? Oh, thank you. Thank you for that link. Yeah. So Chelsea, we all want to know. Everybody remembers, right? Did you get your compost figured out? Did the city give you free compost? Oh, Aaron's counting from the day he leaves. Verna says, I held a baby yesterday, and when I put the baby away, I was wearing the baby. Oh, so Verna's talking about cooey, otherwise known as, yeah, my brain's not working. I told you it would happen. Otherwise known as guinea pigs, which she raises for food. And she's saying that you need a lint roller now, huh? Oh no, Andy's chocolate male cooey died today. I'm so sorry, Andy. I'm so sorry. Hopefully it was a one-time thing and it wasn't a disease or anything. Yeah. Brenda says, Katrina, do you realize how many animals I would have to brush? You have time. You don't sleep, right? I'm joking. Yeah, you do have a lot. You do have a lot. Everybody's saying sorry to Andy Rabbit. Yeah, definitely not good. Especially, I just experienced that. And for those that don't know, I do raise rabbits for food, right? For meat. However, I treat the breeders like pets. They have names. Meatball was one of my originals. She came with her name. And I do treat them like pets. They get little massages. They, get special pettings. They are pets. They come to get pet and all of that. So I do treat the breeders like pets. I think for me, there's no other way to treat the breeders because they're the ones that give you everything. They're the ones that raise your meat. I mean, they will raise them all the way if you leave them in there that long. I do separate mine at a certain point, but otherwise I would be feeding, I wouldn't have rabbits, so I think it's important to treat the breeders like a pet or and if you don't treat them like a pet, you're treating them with respect, and you're treating them with dignity and thankfulness, I guess. So anyway, yeah. Andy Reddit says, I went to bed early last week. I don't know what the homework was. Oh, well, we're gonna wait 15 more minutes. I'll tell you now. Homework was to find your planting zone when your first plant, when your last, I'm going to start over. When your first frost date is, and figure out what seeds you want to plant. That way we know when we plant them, okay? So the way you plan your fall garden, your winter garden, is to find the first frost date for your zip code. You just type that into Google. First frost date, and then your zip code. And you will get that date. And from that, you can plan your fall garden and your winter garden, if you can winter garden, and go backwards from there. So we were going to share what we're going to grow. Now you know. You're going to do your homework before it's due. You guys just jumped. You guys jumped a lot. Where did you guys go? Hang on. Chelsea's saying, sorry to Andy Rabbit. We lost a bunny to heat last week. It's always hard losing an animal. I lost a rabbit to heat last year when it was 115. We have fans, and we have extra shade. We have extra umbrella. We have another extra umbrella. So it's very hard. Yeah. Everybody's saying sorry to Andy. Brenna's saying storm was supposed to be over at 9:15, but that was when the second round hit. Okay. Dawn's getting storms through tomorrow. Steve says, in that case, Andy, let's hope they all sold out, or you may get a check. Oh boy. Brenna says, know what I'm fixing after this live stream? Popcorn with Oh, that's your special spice blend that you got, right? Right. Goldshaw says, thanks again for all of your help the other night. You're welcome. Yeah, I came onto his live stream and poof, I was a moderator. So I stayed through the night. You're welcome. Yeah, it's a good event and good things, and I like what you're doing. So good to support. Yeah. Chelsea says, has anyone made their own incubator? I want to make the one from Katernik's Corner. I have not. Jasmine Bass has. She needs to make more videos on her channel. Time and Timber. And then I know that Zach with My Shire Farm, they made their big one, but it's a big one. Yeah. And Verna's giving you a link. Oh, Matt at Grafton Branch did it? Awesome. Okay. Erica says, my husband's got our truck fixed yesterday, so we should be able to move over to the farm in Arkansas next week. Awesome. Is it ready for you? Did you get rid of all the locusts? Not locusts, black locusts. The grasshoppers versus the tree, right? Oh, finally almost done. Awesome. Everybody's saying wonderful. Congratulations. Good info about makeup sponge. Yes. So makeup sponges for the win for little baby rabbits to nurse on. If you want to see a video of that, look up today's video. It's at the very end, and it's super cute and functional. So there you go. Erica says, yes, it is. I've been driving back and forth for a year. Wow. Verna says that was supposed to say that the container of milk was meant for you, Katrina. The container of milk? What? This? No, I don't need kitten milk. Hey, Diana's here. Welcome, Diana. Hey, all. Very hot and humid here in Kansas City, Kansas. Just got done with chores. I am glad you are done. Relax by a fan. Welcome. Verna's put a link for QuailCon. Thank you for putting that link up. Andy Rabbit says, I had a rabbit have one baby 2 days ago. Thank goodness it's been almost 100 degrees here last 2 days. Yeah, Meatball's last full day of life was 104 degrees, and she did perfect. She did completely fine because she's in a very, very well shaded area. Yeah. Verna says, yep, at the greeting table until time to speak. Awesome. Verna says, I am at the Quail University table and will have freeze-dried goods and treats. Good. Andy Rob's clapping for QuailCon. Steve says, Aaron is also cooking your dinner. Yes, he is. He's grilling. I'm going to watch and learn. Ed says, yes, I'm working on tutorials, so drop by my table. You will not be able to miss me. No, he is going to be brightly colored and full of eggs. Aaron says, Steve, you are cooking as well. Uh-oh. See that hands-on thing I said? Aaron's going to teach you how to butcher, and then he'll teach you how to grill, right? We might have more volunteers that way. That's how you get people to volunteer. You just say, hey, we're just doing this. Goldshaw says, got to get back to editing, but thanks again for all your help. You're welcome, Goldshaw Farm. I enjoyed it. It was a blast. Fun talking with everybody on the chat. Truck 3 Warden says, evening all, just got home from grandson's ball game, listening while doing chores. That works, Truck. Everybody say hi. Verna says, Katrina, did you watch the first hour of my live stream? The first hour. When did I come on? I didn't come on the first hour. I did not. This weekend has been crazy. I will go back and watch it. I don't even remember what time I got on your live stream. Yeah, so I was listening to Verna's live stream while we were processing rabbits on Saturday. We wanted to get that done before the heat came, and we did. And they are in a cooler right now with ice in the kitchen because we're not having them outside in this heat. Yeah. I will go back and watch. Chelsea says, I did get compost. I used it for raised beds in the backyard. I have the chickens working on it, making more for me for the front yard. After the summer weather subsides, I'll focus on the front yard. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad that you're doing that. And you're just going to have a wonderful yard, especially like once it goes through winter and you have stuff on the front yard, it'll be great. My recommendation is to put that compost from the chickens, put it on the front yard before it rains. That's my recommendation. Other people might have different recommendations, and that's okay. You can try lots of different ways. You have the space. April 29 and October 26. Oh, is that your first and last frost dates? I was like, those are random dates, Verna. But I did ask you, didn't I? All right. You guys jumped again. Steve says, I didn't do the planting as I don't have a yard to plan to put anything. And we all know that if I did, it wouldn't be on time. Steve, your daughter has a garden. Tell her what you want her to plant for you. That's how you do it. Erica says, honey locust, and it will be years before we get them all. Well, in the meantime, they're making nitrogen for you, right? Vern put a link. Oh, to my Wish Me Luck. Yeah, that's the link to when I was just after I bought this formula for the bunnies. Yeah. And Ed says altitude 22 feet above sea level. First, I don't need to know your altitude. First frost date, November 7. Last is April 3. Growing season, 217 days. Not sure I will do anything for fall. PJ is going to be at the Wynola Ranch table, also selling yummies. And that's at QuailCon. Awesome. All right, so we're getting into, let me see. All right, a little bit more, then we're gonna get into that. Ed lives in Virginia Beach, Virginia, for what he said, in case you guys are close. Hey, Silver Creek's here. Howdy, I'm late, but I made it. Welcome. Oh, Verna, that's not good. Yeah, she has a cooey that had some injuries and she had to amputate. She's doing fine. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that she's doing fine. There are a lot of animals. I mean, you see three-legged dogs that are completely fine running around. You see animals in nature that has some sort of injury or other, and they deal with it. I mean, they deal with it or they become thinner. So I'm glad to see that. Glad to hear that she's doing good. Yeah, she acts as if there's nothing wrong. Well, maybe she didn't need those parts. Yeah. Silver Creek says, yes, ma'am, making nitrogen during decay. And then once the decay is over, you get all that potassium. Yep. If you want to know why potassium is in bananas, here's a random trivia for you. I worked for a soil lab for a couple seasons, long time ago. And the boss, he knew everything, like everything there is to know about soil. He would know it without even looking it up. And so we always used to try and stump him. And we're like, where does potassium come from in bananas? And he goes, oh, that comes from the mica. So apparently mica has a lot of potassium in it. So there you go. Random fact of the day. Andy Rabbit says, Katrina, if you keep that litter of rabbits in the house, remember they will not be used to outside temperatures. So when they get older, don't just move them outside one day. They may go into heat shock. That is true, Andy Rabbit. I do not have air conditioning. But I understand this, and when moving animals outside, I would do the same thing I do with the quail, which is to have them be in that space and then open the door, or there's a sliding glass door in there. Open the sliding glass door with a screenshot and have them get used to that for a while, and then they would go outside. So absolutely understand that, and very good to let people know. JJ doesn't have altitude, she has attitude. Oh boy. Everybody saying hello and great point. Oh boy. Silver Creek says bananas release off a gas that force ripens other fruit and veggies around it. True, which is why if you have avocados, you can do that. Or if you have I can't even say it right now, pineapple guava. There's another name that starts with F. If you have pineapple guava and there is a storm that breaks off branches, you can still ripen that fruit. So those that don't know, they're ripe when they fall off the tree. If Mother Nature makes a branch fall off a tree, they're not going to be ripe. However, you put them in a bag with bananas, they will ripen. Personal experience right there. Not from here. From my university had pineapple guava trees and nobody knew they were edible. And it was funny. There was a little group of us that are like, ooh, let's find all the edible trees. Yeah. Silver Creek says that's why you have bananas at the top of a fruit bowl. Your other fruit goes rotten too quick. Yep. Ethylene gas. Dawn says, I have to get off the internet for the night. Oh, no. Well, thank you for coming, and good night. All right, so with Dawn's leaving, let's start the discussion. That's so sad. All right, so you guys found your first frost date. And if you haven't, you can do it right now. So if you haven't found it yet, go ahead and go and open up another tab and type in first frost date. I will type it in here so you guys know. First frost date and zip code. And if you do that, you can come up with your first frost date, your last frost date, and it might give you all the here's how many days you have in your season, all of that. If you need to know how many days are between your last frost date and another date, really it's easier to just type it into the computer and ask St. Google. You can count it up on a calendar if you'd like, but it's easier to ask St. Google. So if you're an area that you have, so if you have an area, I think mine's November 3rd. I don't know what it is. I don't remember. It's November something. I'm going to say it's November 3rd for the sakes of this discussion. November 3rd, first frost date. So how many days until the first frost date? You can type that into St. Google and it will tell you. So how many days from, you can put in today's date or from now or from today until whatever date it comes up for your first frost date. That way you know how many days you have to plan. Some seeds have 2 weeks that they want to plant before that date. Some have that you want to plant after that date. Some have requirements for 4 weeks before that date or 6 weeks before that date. So about 6 weeks before your first frost date, you want to start thinking about, you want to start now. That's why we're doing this exercise now. But you want to look at, I actually want to plant soon. And if your planting starts, you might be planting starts 6 weeks before your last frost date, or maybe even 8 weeks. So take a look at what you want to grow. Take a look at what the seeds you already have. Now's the time to order seeds for your fall garden or even your winter garden if you don't have the seeds that you need. So that is something that you definitely can do now. It's super easy. You're doing it right now while I'm talking. You don't need to look at me. Look at the tab. All right, everybody's coming in. We have October 29. Last is April 29. Oh, October 26. Okay. PJ's is September 25th to May 26th. Ghidra says ours is December 5th for this year, but that doesn't usually happen. We don't usually get anything to January. Well, you also grow tomatoes in the winter. They're in Louisiana. I do think we have a microclimate where we are, though. Yes, I think you do. But you do have to plan for your winter garden differently than other people. So that's something to think about as well. So now that we find those things, for those people who may have done the homework, go ahead and put what you're planning on growing in the chat. I want to see what you guys are growing. JJ says, "Ooh, Katrina, I found that container you use at Michael's. It was $41. The internet said it was on sale for $31. When I got to the store, it was $16 and some change. So of course I had to buy 2. Yeah, I did not buy full price. Never buy full price. I should have said that when I showed you guys." Chuck 3 says May 12th and September 29. It says, but I know from experience it is end of May and second week in September. So yeah, when you are looking up these dates, these are averages, average earliest. So they try and capture the most, basically what they're trying to capture is winter, right? They're trying to capture the areas, the timing that you get frost. So before you actually put things in the ground, look at your 10-day forecast, see if there's anything that's going to be happening, and make your decisions on that. And again, these are averages that happen over, I don't know how many years, but over a set number of years. And it is definitely if it frosts earlier than that date, like you can't sue anybody. It's just going to happen. So they are guidelines, is what we should say. Can you put that on low, please? Thank you. He just turned on the fan because it's hot in here, and he just opened the windows. All right. Hey, my dad's here. Welcome. Haha, we don't have first or last frost. It can and does frost any time of the year here. So they are in Central Oregon, and there you plant when there is a rabbit that appears on, what is it, Jefferson? Mount Jefferson? That's when the snow goes away. So while we're talking here, I'm gonna take out another baby because I saw my dad come on. I don't know if he was on earlier. I don't know if it's another one or the same one. I'm just grabbing a baby. If I can grab one. There we go. There we go. So here's a baby. While we talk, it's very bright, so you're probably going to see a butt soon. Oh, you're digging? Oh, how sweet. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. There's another baby. Their eyes won't open for a while now. All right. It's bright out here. You want to go back? All right. Okay. Let's go up and see what you guys say. Jennifer says April 19 to October 22. PJ says I'm growing meat. LOL, gardens need more work. Well, when are you going to plant meat? Yeah, that's okay. Growing meat's good. I grow meat too. Andy says, I think I got a hair in my throat. That's the thing. We have random rabbit hair everywhere now. That's what PJ says. So Manuel says we're growing meat underneath you guys right now too. Andy Rabbit says October 29. I got the average frost date, but last year 3 years it's been too hot to do cold weather crops. I've been picking tomatoes up in January and it just gets cold for the winter. Yeah, here I didn't do really a spring garden or winter because it was raining so much. I mean, seeds just rot in the ground at that point. I had that happen. Verna is growing snow peas, arugula, and green beans. That is good. I need to plant more green beans. I'm not getting as many as I wanted to. I did not plant as many as I wanted to. Guidrose is saying planting a winter garden is terrible here. We just hope it doesn't get too warm or everything bolts. I do have plans for a big fall garden this year, though. All right. So Christina brings up a point that a lot of us don't deal with, but some of us do. I know there's some people from Florida here and other people from Louisiana. So what are some winter crops that you grow in the winter, or varieties of things that you might grow in the winter? Like, are there warm winter lettuces and spinaches and chard? I would imagine you can grow. Like, what are some warmer climate winter things you grow? That's a really good question. And I know you've been gardening for a while, so you can answer it. Hey, Bob's here. Welcome, Bob. Howdy, sorry I'm late. Wildfire in the area and had to check it out. That is an acceptable excuse. Bob, we are talking about our first frost date and what we plan to plant and for a fall or winter garden. And yeah, what are you planning to plant if you're doing a garden? Jennifer says lettuce and snow peas. Snow peas are good. Oregon snow peas are really good. I always plan to save peas in the freezer, but I always end up eating them all because they're so good raw. Yeah. Everybody's saying hi. Truck 3 says lettuce, spinach, and peas. Oop. And JJ says cabbage, spinach, collard, kale, lettuces, radish, chard, mustard, turnips, beets, peas, etc. I think you missed carrots. That is a lot, and that is awesome to grow all of those things. I like it. I like it. Now I grow beets for the greens. I do like the actual beet as well. I prefer them pickled, but for the space that I have, it makes sense to grow them for greens. And really, I did plant them last year, something on the side, and they didn't really do much. But the volunteer ones, they're the ones I don't think I'll plant beets again here. They can plant themselves. Yeah. Andy says, hello, Katrina's dad. JJ's saying, so cute to the baby. Yeah, they are cute. And it's amazing how fast their hair grows. I mean, I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but they have little white hairs now. And they did yesterday evening. Verna says, my collards I got from Katrina, it's like a tree. It is called tree collard. There you go. They are good. Everybody's saying hi to my dad. Hopefully he's saying hi back. Your collards must like Cooey Poo? Yep. Cooey Poo sounds like it should be a pet name, but yeah. Also carrots and radishes, Verna says. JJ says, I'm harvesting green beans and beets right now. Awesome. Yeah, we just harvested the first round of green beans the other day. They will be featured in a recipe that a cooking recipe for tomorrow that's going to be out. You guys will get to see that. Bob says, we've had snow in early June here. Tough getting used to that. Bob, where are you? I don't remember. And are you the one that had Bob White quail? Am I remembering that correctly? Chelsea says, planting all the things. New growing zone for me, so it's my trial and error year, but I want stuff for humans and animals. Awesome. Chelsea, what zone are you coming from? And I'm guessing you're in a 9 or 8 right now. Is that right? Erica says, for now, we are just harvesting from whatever God planted for us. So locusts. No, that is a good way to do some gardening. I have lots of volunteers here. I have beets. There's a tomato that's 3 years old, still hasn't produced anything. Well, maybe this year will be its year. Flax reflowers here. I probably need to put more seeds out for that. But that volunteers. We have poppies that volunteer. They're not food, but they're pollinating. There's celery and beets and chard that self-seeds themselves, and all sorts of other stuff. Strawberries. I've had strawberries self-seed. They don't usually make it too long, but they do start. So, yeah. JJ says, are you in Alaska? Erica says, she was asking that to Bob. Erica says, it will probably be another couple years before we have a chance to garden. I think you can garden now. I think if you establish some permanent plants, I know he's talked about like asparagus and artichokes and things like that, or things that self-sow, like Malabar spinach self-sows. You can start some things in some places and either have permanent ones or things that repeat. Bob says, Western Mountains of New Mexico. That is not Alaska. JJ says, also we also get my garlic and chicory started before the winter snows. Awesome. For here, where I am in Gilroy, California, zone 9B, garlic goes in November. So for those that don't know garlic or have never grown it, if you plant garlic, you can plant them after they've sprouted too. Like if you have some from the store, and it starts to sprout, you can grow that. And the reason why people don't is that it could have a disease, which, you get to choose whether that's something you want to deal with. But what happens for garlic, and this is true with onions as well, but I don't grow onions. The actual garlic that you see, that little bulb, is not the root. It's actually a modified stem. So when it grows, it lengthens that, and that bulb goes away. So if you have garlic that's growing and you're like, oh man, I don't have any more garlic, I'm just going to go dig one up, and it hasn't started to senesce yet, then you're not going to get anything. It's just going to be a long leaf, or leaves. And so what happens is when it becomes summer and it matures and it has to get ready for winter, is then the leaves start to die off. All the energy goes into the bottom part of the stem. It's a modified stem. And then the top part dies. So there's your garlic trivia. Let's see, where were we? JJ says, last time I was in New Mexico was during a ground blizzard. Weather is rough but beautiful there. Yes, it is pretty there. I like the Southwest. Yeah. Bob says, I built 2 greenhouses to extend growing season and enclosed part of covered patio into a sunroom to start plants earlier. That is fantastic. The covered patio into a sunroom. So something that will help if those people that have this opportunity to do this, if you have a dark floor and a dark wall on the opposite side of the glass of the sunroom, then you will get a warmer environment, and you can grow things in times of year that you wouldn't be able to grow without those dark areas, because dark things soak in the sunlight and soak in the heat and store them well. Another thing to do is to have dark containers of water. So water does not change temperature quickly. So it extends the temperature retention of your walls or of whatever is there. Some people use this in the floor. They'll put containers of water underneath, within the floor. Some people use it as a wall. I know there's one house in San Jose that is known for energy efficiency, and I don't know that they grow anything in that room, but it's more for a heat transfer. So in the wintertime, in the daylight, they close that wall up, and it's actually several containers of water. I don't remember if they're actual water containers or what, but they're black. I think they painted them black, and they open. There's like a wall that's made out of that. This one the indoor stays closed. This is a sunroom. They open that down, and the sun comes in the windows, and it heats up those containers. And then at nighttime, they close this one and open this one so the heat from those containers can go into the house. So there's some interesting things to work with, and to apply that information to different scenarios. Like if you have a greenhouse or if you have a sunroom, it would be good to have those heat sources in there. All right. PJ says chickens and turkeys and ducks growing in the incubator. Hey, you planted them in the incubator. I'll take that. I'll take that as planting your fall harvest. How about that? Yeah. Andy's getting going. Have a night, y'all. Have a good night, Andy Rabbit. Thank you for coming. What is everyone's favorite cookie? PJ's changing subject on us, and it's okay. Favorite cookie. I make some pretty good peanut butter cookies. The secret is to start them on the bottom, and then halfway through move them to the top, and then take them out, and you wait almost a minute before you take it off the sheet, and then they're super soft. That's my secret. Bob says we live in Southwest Quirky. Closest town is Datil. Those are interesting names. Apple cinnamon cookies for Steve. No Bob Whites for Bob. Grew up hunting them, but raised Coturnics and Hutches. Awesome. There was a Bob that did Bob Whites, and I don't remember what his last name was. Maybe it's White. Maybe I don't know. Um, Erica's foraging. Good, good, good. Learn all of your plants. And remember to forage for medicinal ones as well. JD says you can plant another crop of green beans. Yes, I know I can. And I plan to. Andy Rabbit says, one thing before I go. Final count on the hatch was 35 out of 72 with a 10-hour power outage. Most of the babies got out of the blankets. I don't know what Pharaoh goes to. I don't know what Pharaoh goes to what protect I wanted them for. Project, baby. Okay. You don't know what Pharaoh goes to what project. Yeah. Well, I mean, you had a power outage, and that's going to affect some of them, right? So at least you got 35. And the thing is, we know you have eggs. You can put more in. That's a good thing. Oh, Chelsea does quite a move. 4B to 9A. Went from 100 days of summer to 100 days of winter. Missed the snow, but excited for year round. Yes, yes. Yeah, that is, that's going to be different for you. For sure. You got to water things. Bob plants for zone 4 as well. 7,800 elevation, 4 seasons, short summers here. Oh, wow. Yeah, the greenhouse definitely helps you out. Guido says, oh, Chelsea, you'll be able to grow everything now. Yes, yes. Except for maybe some stuff that's cold that you want that will bolt instead. And that just jumped. Hang on, guys. All right. JJ says, best garlic is usually planted in the fall or super early spring. Yep. Yep. And Verna says, I had planted my garlic in the fall. It was destroyed, so I had to replant garlic in spring, and I haven't gotten any scapes yet. Yeah, so for those that don't know, hard-necked garlic produces what are called scapes. It's basically the flower stem, and they are very tasty. And you can cut them off and eat them. Some people pickle them. Soft-neck varieties do not have that. Hard-neck varieties are more suited towards the colder zones. If it's a lower number, it's a colder zone. And the soft-neck is generally better for the warmer zones or the higher zones. Erica says, I have a few things in pots, but we have to get the yard cleaned up before we plant. All right, all right. JJ says to Bob, you live in the clouds. Ed says, that's what I need to grow garlic and then freeze dry it and turn into powder. I go through 4.5 ounce every 4 to 5 days. Yes, yes. That sounds wonderful. But I think you're going to have to dedicate some land. Yeah, you're going to have to take up all that cat space. JJ says, at my old house, I built my greenhouse half underground and used water containers painted black for passive solar heat. It worked great. That's exactly what I was talking about. That is awesome. Ed says, listen. Oh, you're listening? You're about to make dinner. Okay. JJ says, when using water containers for passive solar, it helps to add salt to the water so it doesn't mold. Interesting. That is interesting. I know if you have the dark containers, it doesn't let light in. It shouldn't algae. But adding salt, that's an interesting addition. Bob says, our house is adobe block walls with 2 inches of foam outside and stucco on that. Sunroom is yellow walls. Awesome. So when I painted my house, it was a weird, what I thought was like cheap paint that had faded. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was red that faded to this weird purple red. No, that's what they painted. I know this because they painted around the bird of paradise that was up against the house. So when I cut down the bird of paradise, I found that it was just we just put a paint around it. So house originally red, then they painted as weird dark, red purple thing. I planted it crisp morning air, which is light blue. And something I did not even think of, didn't even, if I thought about it, I would know it, but I didn't think of it. After the house became light blue, man, it was so much cooler in summer. And I painted in summer. It was so much cooler. So the color of your house and your roof definitely makes a difference. When I had the roof redone, I just said, whatever's the lightest color, I don't care. Like, no one, who cares what color the roof is, right? Yeah. So Verna's asking or answering PJ's question. I like soft, chewy cookies. Hard ones, I have to dip in coffee. So I think that means Verna is accepting any soft cookie. JJ says, snaps, but they are hard to eat as I age. Ginger snaps are wonderful, dipped in either milk or hot chocolate. Yeah. Bob says quirky is Albuquerque. Okay, that makes more sense. Datil is like, oh, that'll do. That'll. All right. I wonder what it was before someone wrote it down. If it was like, how they talk to people who are typing and they're like, maybe had a really thick accent and said something and then they just typed whatever they thought they said. Yeah. And JJ laughing. PJ says, not like you ever have coffee around you, Verna. She's saying you got a dip for your coffee. Chelsea says, homemade oatmeal raisin cookie, but I prefer cake to cookies. All right. I have a video of Mrs. Fields cookies, and that's a really good recipe. You guys will have to look it up to find that, though. It's on my channel. Look up Mrs. Fields, and it is super good. Verna told me doesn't taste quite like the same as what the real recipe is, but it's still pretty good. And it makes like this many, it's a big recipe. Maybe not that big, but it's big. Verna's saying, funny you said that, LOL. I just bought a bag of ginger snaps and I dipped them in my drink so I can eat them. That sounds good. Yum. Bob says, we have 40-mile view. You're the tip top, huh? Yeah. Verna's turning to tea. That's good. Erica says, my dad is a survivalist trainer and herbalist. I think I knew that. I think you said that before. He would disown me if I didn't look for medicinals. All right. We're on the same page. Verna says, be right back. Oh yeah, you want it plugged in for sure. PJ says, oh wow, good for you, Verna. Good. JJ saying this is too expensive. I haven't bought ginger snaps since before the shutdown. Yeah, they're probably more expensive now, huh? Yeah. Bob says we had egg drop soup for dinner with a bunch of cute little multicolored eggs. Multicolored eggs, like quail eggs or like chicken eggs? Did you dye them? Yeah, egg drop soup is good. And Verna's saying, if you love egg drop soup, you need to try quail balut. Verna, I saw that your video was 1 year old from that. That was last year, a year ago. That is that's awesome. So Verna did a balut challenge for people to try it, and as a way to appreciate people's cultures and try different things that's out of your comfort zone. And also, if you are going to be selling balut, it's a good idea to eat it and see what it's like. So that was something that she did last year. You should check her video out. Verna, if you want to put that link, you can put it in. JJ says, my dad shamed me for using herbs. Oh, well, you're here. You're with us still. Black sheep of my family. Oh. Verna says, yes, then on the 1 year anniversary, someone took The channel. Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Well, I'm going to show baby again. Looks like we're getting towards the end. Blue doesn't appeal to you. It doesn't appeal to me either, but I do agree that if you're selling it, then you might as well like see what it's all about, right? Babies are so warm. All right, here's another little one. I don't know if it's the same one or not. You gonna sleep that way? You gonna show them all your butt? Let's go this way. Let's go that way. I know, it's sunny. It's sunny over there. So Meatball had at least, what was it, 8, 9, 10, 11? She had at least 11 of these little ones in her. I don't know if she had more or not. You need to go back, don't you? You squirmy. You're squirmy. But there's a little teeth. There's a little teeth. All right, we'll put you back. JJ says, I love this community way better than one I grew up with. You know, you find them, right? You find your people. All right, so Verna put a link to her balut challenge, and she has 2 parts. If you don't know what a balut is, it is a partially developed chick inside an egg, and this is something that a lot of Asian cultures eat. And if a lot of people sell quail balutes, they're raised till day 12, 12 days of incubation, and then the incubation is stopped. And what people do is they hard boil and eat it in soup or eat it as a dipping. I think they dip in a lot of things. So she did a challenge because she was selling some balut and she wanted to experience that and appreciate culture. And there you go. And I am losing my voice for some reason. Verna says, no, JJ, but someone else took up the challenge. Oh, you have to find that one. Okay. Bob says, gotta run. Dessert ready. Sticky rice with mango sauce. Sounds good without the mango sauce. Enjoy. Thank you for stopping in, Bob. Chelsea says, JJ, my family mocks me for growing and raising my own food too. I will never do this. I don't think anybody in this community will ever do this. JJ says, some Asian also eat the undeveloped eggs in a hen when they call it. Undeveloped eggs in a hen. Okay, you're saying there is a word for that, and I have a video on it. I don't remember what it's called. It starts with the E. What is it called? Irelek? I think it's called Irelek. Good night, Bob. And it is basically when you process a bird. Okay. Most people who raise animals don't process the female birds because they're good for eggs and they have their eggs, and that's what they're for, is their eggs. And then once they're done with their eggs, then they might be processed for stew meat. But with quail, you get so many of them. You don't need all of them for layers. So you do process the female and the male quail. The females are actually bigger too. And when you process them, you will see attached to the back end, there is back end meaning spine. There's a cluster of inside the bird. There's a cluster of yellow things, and those yellow things are eggs. You'll be in various forms of development, and they're teeny, teeny, tiny, all the way up to like this. And what happens is birds, as well as us, we have all of our eggs that we will ever have at birth. So we don't get any more. We don't make any more. We're not like the boys. We have all of our eggs right now. So they just they're very small and they get bigger. And obviously for people, they don't get very big until they actually start developing. But for the quail, they develop one of them. Quail can develop a new egg every 18 hours. And so you're going to get an egg from your girls every day. You may get more than one egg every day. Sometimes you might not get any because guess what? You got double yesterday. But on average, they lay one every day. And so in that process, there is, it makes the yolk first. And that yolk is made before the shell is made. So the yolk is made, and that is what, I think it's earlek. I think it's earlek. Undeveloped eggs. I'm not finding it quickly, but I do have a video on that, and they're super, super tasty. They're creamy, so they're a delicacy. They don't just eat them; they're a delicacy. They're very creamy, very tasty and rich in flavor, and there is no egg white yet. So there you go. They are at varying sizes, so cooking them evenly is a tough thing. You're gonna have some that are solid and some like I like it liquid in the inside, and so some of them are gonna be solid on the inside, some are gonna be liquid. But yeah, those are very good. So I say eat them too. If you're just processing and you want to be fast, feed them to your chickens or whatever. It's something. Sometimes that happens. Yeah. You can also eat other parts that come out of there. The quail barn took up the challenge. Okay. I'm opening that link in a new page and watch it later. Thank you. And Erica says most of my family raises at least some of their own food. Good. I grew up with a garden, and we didn't raise any meat or anything, or didn't hunt either. But I grew up with my dad mostly did a garden every year, and yeah, that's where I learned that peas and corn are better raw, straight off the plant. Bob says click like before you go. Thank you, Bob. We have 22 likes and 12 people. I wonder if we lost some people talking about weird things. Erica said, oh, you already said that. JJ says, oh, sorry to hear, Chelsea. They have no idea what a great life is. Yeah, interesting about the eggs. Yes. Yeah, so and Verna put exactly what I was saying is what many people do not realize, that quail, like mammals, will have all their eggs inside them when they hatch. They, just like humans, have all their eggs before they are born. Yeah. Thank you, PJ. Thank you. I was having trouble. I said it kind of right? So the word that PJ just put, earlek. Anyway, it tastes good. Let's see. The definition is Yiddish. Are unlaid eggs found inside just slaughtered chickens and typically cooked in soup. I didn't cook mine in soup. They were historically common in Ashkenazi Jewish cuisine, but their usage has become much less frequent with the rise in prepackaged chicken parts. That's a interesting, yeah, that would change things, huh? Oh my gosh, you want to share your bounty? Manuel just came in with more peaches. All right. I guess we have some juicing to get to. He also has his shirt up like this with peaches in it. We have some juicing to do. PJ says usage. Oh, yeah. So Verna freeze dries hers with the innards for dog food. Yeah, for sure. All right. So tomorrow's video is going to be a cooking video. I have stuff for a canning peaches video. I have stuff for a quail marinade video. Which one do you guys want for Thursday? I'm thinking quail for Thursday. That's what I'm thinking. But I'll let you guys pick since we just showed you peaches. I haven't edited it yet, so it's gonna happen. Um, um, let's see. Vern, I haven't sent you stuff yet. I need to. Erica says, I grew up in Amish country. I milked goats and cows, gathered eggs, and butchered animals, churned butter, and gardened. That is a tremendous education. Yeah. And JJ loves freshly pickled. Oh, I thought you said pickled, and I was going to be like, what? Freshly picked peaches. Yes. Manuel's laughing at my mistake. These are good. These are nectar peaches. They're not as good, not as sweet as last year, and not as big as last year. Last year, most years actually, they're small. They're like this, but they're smaller than last year. So this is how big they are. It's a white peach. It's a little bright, isn't it? There we go. It's a white peach on the inside, but they were a little bigger than that last year, and they were sweeter last year. So we're still going to juice them though. And there is no official safe way to can white peaches. This is a new information thing. I have done it in the past. It's worked out okay, but there is a concern that they don't have enough acidity. I don't know why the recommendation is not just add lemon juice, because I would think that would work. And I don't know why, but we're going to freeze dry the juice, and so that way we have a powder to mix up anytime we want. Erica says not farming. Oh, not farming is strange to you? Yeah, I can see that. Chelsea's saying quail. Jennifer's saying quail. Why are we saying quail? Oh, the eggs. Yeah, the eggs. The airlick. Thank you for getting that, PJ. I was not finding it. Oh yeah, you want it in your face again? You want to take a bite, JJ? All right. Oh, quail. We're going to learn about quail marinade. That's what we're learning about. Now I understand why you're just randomly saying quail, because I asked you to. Thank you. Verna says, I took out 3 trays of freeze-dried eggs and 1 of cereal bars yesterday. Today I have Swiss chard, collard, and lemon balm in the freeze dryer. I have not run the freeze dryer in a while. It has been hot. I don't feel right about running it when it's hot. It takes forever. It's going to put the electricity bill way high. It's in the garage. So maybe this week. We'll see. Well, I guess we will see, because I think we should be doing the peaches this week. So I guess it will be happening this week. JJ says, torture us with fresh peaches. How rude. You can come over and help me juice them. I'm just saying. It might be a drive. Yeah. Chelsea's laughing. Video suggestion. Yeah, I got it. All right. Quail for Thursday. We'll hold on to peaches for the next week. Maybe Sunday. Vernon says, funny, my great grandparents were famous, so it skipped 2 generations, and you started doing it all. Wow, that is good. That is really good. Well, not that it skipped generations, but that you restarted. So, JJ says, my grandparents had a 300-acre farm. I guess my parents thought they were too good for it. Oh. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they just didn't like the hard work that it went into and decided not to do it. That's an option too, So, all right, guys. Well, it is getting late, so unless anybody has something pressing, and you might call it a night. We'll see. We'll say hi to the babies one more time, just because they're here, right? Maybe we'll get someone that hasn't been out yet. Come here, little one. I know you guys are all sleeping. Oh, this one's a little one. This one's a little one. Good point about the hard work. Yeah, here's a little one. Oh, you're going the wrong way. People want to see your face, not your backside. All right, we'll put you away. Thank you for the videos, Verna. JJ saying. All right, have a good night. Everybody saying good night. And we will see you guys next week. Same time, same channel, 6 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. And we'll have some videos for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, everyone. Thanks for coming.